this is a 2007 Honda CBR 600 RR, which stands for Race Ready. It is next on our flip list. We just picked it up last weekend, and the story that goes with this bike is, well, I saw this bike for the first time posted on Facebook Marketplace. The kid posted it up for what he wanted for it. So my friend and I, we flip motorcycles and cars. He's starting to get along with it and help me out a little. That night, we drove out there with cash in hand, made this guy an offer. He handed me the title, a signed bill of sale, and we got to take the bike home with us.
That night?
That same night. Get home, we have a 4-day weekend that we're in the middle of. The DMV's not open, so there was no way for me to take title for this bike prior to Tuesday morning after President's Day. So this was the same weekend that Dom came to buy the M3.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out to eat in Pensacola, and to celebrate him buying the M3. So we come home, and the title to this bike is ripped up in a million pieces all over the floor of the house because my dog ate it.
So your dog ate the title?
My dog ate the title to this bike. Okay, you know what? Fine, that's easy. I'm just gonna call the person I bought it from and say, hey, the dog ate the title. This stinks, but it's real easy. All we need to do is print off a new one. And you can do that because you're the title holder.
Curveball.
Curveball. Guy we bought it from is not the title holder. In fact, he jumped it. And if you don't know what jumping a title means, it means you buy a vehicle, someone hands you the title, you don't sign it, you just kind of pocket that, you ride or drive whatever you just bought, and when you decide to sell it, you take the title that he gave you and you hand it to someone else and say, here you go, it's sold.
So have them deal with it.
So you deal with it. So they don't pay taxes and they don't register it to themselves. So he says, I can't help you. And
find out who the name is.
I need to find out who's this bike titled to.
With the scraps you can see the name of.
With the scraps that my dog left for me. So, push comes to shove, I need to hire a private investigator.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I need a private investigator to find who the heck this thing is titled to. She gets back to me. She says it's titled to this person. He lives in this city. The license plate that is on this bike also doesn't belong to it. It's from Alabama.
Double curveball.
Okay, fine. It's a little more difficult. I finally managed to find the person on Facebook whose this bike belongs to. Only problem is it's his dad. It's not the actual person. The dad says, hey, I'm trying to remember what he said. The dad replied to me, and he said, my son sold that bike 8 months ago, and when I explained to him what the issue was, he told me, well, I'm sorry, but my son was shortchanged on that bike. He didn't get enough money for it when he sold it 8 months ago, so you're going to have to go F yourself.
Triple curveball. So what's your next move?
So I have a bike that I can't register because my dog ate the title. The person who it does belong to is unwilling to help me because they're mad about a past transaction that has nothing to do with me.
And you just lost a customer who was...
And I had somebody on the way to buying it. We would have completed the flip, we would have taken home a little bit of money, and that would have been that. So we had somebody on his way to buy the bike. Couldn't do that anymore. So now I'm debating, is this bike going to be a track bike? Am I just going to have to rip the VIN number off of this thing and, or is it going to get to the point where this person's going to want his bike back and I'm going to have to just push it in front of a moving train? So basically...
So why would you have to throw a bike with no title in the woods?
The reason I would have had to have thrown this bike in the woods is because if he decided he did want to come back and reclaim this bike, he legally would have had a leg to stand on because the person jumped the title and never took ownership of it, which legally means that I never bought it or anything because it's simply just his. So I would have been out the investment we went in, and he would have had to have taken his bike back. So push comes to shove, after I pretty much let this father know that, hey, look, I'm about to get the police involved. This is highly illegal. I'm not losing my money. I'm not giving this bike back.
Stolen.
Right, and I don't want anything to do with a stolen bike. So what ends up happening is the son contacts me and says, hey, I'm sorry about my father. Don't listen to a word he says. Don't even message him back. If you want, come tomorrow. I'll sign the power of attorney and this will all just be done. So
Confetti rains from
that
the sky.
is where we're at right this moment. I'm about to go meet him to sign this power of attorney and get this done today and complete this flip.